ゃ物足りない憧れだけじゃ埋めきれない僕は君を好きになった
Hello everybody and welcome to part 2 of this series. We are discussing the movie. So this is part 2 of my sekai, ichi, hatsukoi video that I've done. Basically something was missing and I just wanted to talk about the movie and how kind of underrated it is as like a whole movie, but it's kind of dedicated to Yokozawa and his relationship with Kirishima and overall like his like development arc, so enjoy. Hi everybody, I want to say a massive thank you for my Yaoi Sunday video. So with my Yaoi Sunday video about sekai, ichi, hatsukoi part 1, this is part 2. So part 2 is basically talking about the movie, and I kind of want to cover it, like the whole movie for this part. But if you haven't watched the first part, I'll link it in the description. But this is my most viewed video on YouTube, which is insane to me because I have been doing YouTube for quite a longish time now, and I really enjoyed talking about sekai and like my past with it, and just like being a fan of sekai, ichi, hatsukoi. I do want to preference that there will be movie spoilers, so I would recommend watching the movie for like the first time. So like if you finish sekai, just watch the movie. But there's also Ginger Romantica to check out as well. I really said, oh yeah, let's make part 2. See what like goes on. I mean, yeah, this is basically part 2, and I don't think I have the cover itself with Yokozawa and all the, not yet. But if I do come across that, I might like look into it, but I don't have it on me currently, so at the moment it's just these again. We're talking about this again. So for the sekai, ichi, hatsukoi movie, I've written a couple of notes down. Let's just say it surprised me in many ways and I loved it. I wasn't keen on the ending, but you know, that's okay. So looking back on my sekai video, I must have had like a little bit of complainitis with a certain character mentioned in the video. Obviously, we're talking about Yokozawa, but the movie kind of focuses on Yokozawa himself. There is a lot of character development with him. So this is a whole sort of character arc about Yokozawa and like how he develops as a character. Like at first he's kind of a bit of a jerk, but he eventually kind of like matures and develops a little bit more. Obviously him and Takano were dating for quite a longish time, and they were like sort of like overprotective of him, and then Ritsu came into the situation, but Takano and Ritsu at first they had like a breakup over a little misunderstanding, and it just kind of broke Takano's heart for a little bit, and they were just like trying to protect the peace. He ain't that bad. He's not a bad character at all, as Yokozawa. He's 100% more mature and more developed as a character to what he was like. So he does sit to. So the movie itself does take after place where
Takano and Ritsu end up getting back together, and their relationship ends up being together. And also Yokozawa mainly looked after Takano's cat, which was the kitten that he rescued in high school. So Yokozawa is more the cat parent in their relationship. The cat's obviously gotten older, and he obviously like cares for that cat a lot, and he still cares about Takano, even though he's technically like moving on with his life and like learning how to be single, if that makes sense. During this time, I think he settles down and like apologizes to Ritsu and Takano for like his behavior, which makes complete total sense, obviously, which is like a huge process for like any character, really. The movie itself is an hour and a bit special. Think of it as like an OVA of the series, so it is a bit of an OVA. So the OVA and movie, I think it takes place after a few years after Takano and Ritsu get back together and like are an official couple. But the main focus isn't about Takano and Ritsu, it's more about Yokozawa and his development. He obviously does get familiar with the workplace. He sees how everyone is going, like the CEO, like he checks up on his shoujo romance company. Obviously he's in charge this time, whereas I think Takano was a little bit in charge in the first season. But I think Yokozawa obviously takes over the company because he wants like more recognition as like a boss, and he's a really fantastic boss. Then he obviously runs into a new employee that's starting his like new position at work. He obviously settles in. Obviously he's been there for like a few weeks now. He does get curious about him, and he ends up going to the co-worker's house. This is Zen Kirishima. Zen Kirishima is the new love interest that's introduced into this whole circle of sekai ichi hatsukoi. Then he obviously runs into a new employee that's starting his like new position at work. He obviously settles in. Obviously he's been there for like a few weeks now. He does get curious about him, and he ends up going to the co-worker's house. This is Zen Kirishima. Zen Kirishima is the new love interest that's introduced into this whole circle of sekai ichi hatsukoi. Then he obviously runs into a new employee that's starting his like new position at work. He obviously settles in. Obviously he's been there for like a few weeks now. He does get curious about him, and he ends up going to the co-worker's house. This is Zen Kirishima. Zen Kirishima is the new love interest that's introduced into this whole circle of sekai ichi hatsukoi. Then he goes into the house, and then he finds out that Zen himself is a young father to a daughter called Hiyori. And he was like, "You have a kid?" And he gets like really concerned because he's a single dad, and obviously the neighbours look after his daughter, which is kind of irresponsible in a way, but Hiyori just like gets on with everybody. But then Yokozawa sort of like steps in and like looks after his daughter. It kind of becomes like a little father figure to Hiyori, so Yokozawa is like her other dad. Then there's also the I think he looks back into his past with Takano, and obviously like what his relationship was like, and like what he could have done better. He's obviously feeling lonely because Takano and Ritsu are back together, and he was like, "Man, I wish I had this." And he eventually goes for a smoke break, and then he catches Takano, and he like apologizes to Takano for like his behaviours and actions, and then Takano accepts it in a way, but he was like, I was also a bit of a jerk, and that's really it. then him and Zen, they go out for like a little smoke break and obviously like a bit of a catch up. And then the confessions start, and him and Zen obviously like they're having like a little bit of like a guy to guy sort of talk, and Zen was like, "You're really lonely, aren't you? I can't believe you haven't been in a relationship for so long. Maybe you should give it a try." And Yokozawa's like, "Okay." So Yokozawa ends up dating Kirishima, and everything is okay. But when the ending credits rolled, I was a little bit confused. Only because I was like, "Is that it?" It kind of cut me short, and I was like, "Is that it?" That's why it disappointed me a little bit. And then I stayed, and I was like, is there anything extra from this? I want to find out. And the extra thing at the end is there are some Valentine's like little short episodes of each couple. So you've obviously got one for Takano and Ritsu, you got one for Hattori, and you also got one for Hattori and his boyfriend, and you've got one for obviously Mr. Piercing's guy, and there's also one for, I think there's one for Yokozawa and Zan as well, so yeah. The extra Valentine's skits were really nice. So the extra Valentine's skits, obviously they go into like giving gifts and like chocolate and stuff, which I think is like very nice overall. Rate the movie an 8 out of 10 because of the writing. The writing in it is so good, and it's like really nice, and I really like the direction that they went with Yokozawa. So obviously him being a father figure to Hiyori, and him being introduced to Zen in his life, and their relationship obviously developed even further, and it's just a really nice end to it. And I think I'm done with sekai, to be honest. I've finished with sekai as a series. I really love it as a series. Would recommend it for like first time yaoi readers. So I've obviously got the links in the description below for like my first ever yaoi series, and obviously the movie, which is this. They're both really nice movies. Well, the season and obviously the movie itself, it's really nice. I think the movie's more modern and more with like the future in a way, so like the more the couples have got accepted and that kind of thing, so yeah. I'm just gonna come on here to say I'm doing more yaoi based series related videos on here. I will be making a playlist of like yaoi series and yaoi recommendations. Obviously I've finished with sekai. More likely to do Ginger Romantica in the near future, so sekai is pretty much finished. But I'm also looking at Sasuke and Miyano, and I think that's really it.